I'm going to walk through the basic layout of ProPresenter so that you can get familiar with some of the terminology of ProPresenter. First is your library. Your library is over here. It consists of all your files, so all your playlist items. All of these are separate library files. Right here is your playlist. Here are your playlists, and to the right of that are your playlist items within the separate playlists. So each one of these is a playlist item. And within your playlist item you have slides. So playlist, slide 1, 2, and so on. Now your top bar over here is you have clear all. What that does is if you have something playing, a motion background, even lyrics over top of it, you can hit clear all and that clears everything. Now the next slide, you have clear slides. If you hit clear slides, it only clears the second layer of the slide. So it doesn't clear the background. Now let me clarify backgrounds and foregrounds. So you can set media to background or foreground. What background does is that allows the slide to the media to play in the background of your slide. So there's two separate layers. Layer 1, layer 2. This is behind this one. So if we were to set this to foreground, then that means the media will play in front. So since these are on the same layers now, they can't play at the same time. So our motions are always in the background. So that's why the clear slides clears the first layer or the second layer. Now clear backgrounds, the next one on the menu bar up there. What that does, that clears just your media background. So if you have video playing or something, just anything that's set as a background, which if you look here on the slides, that will tell you if it's a background or foreground. This image right here says that it is a background, and this one right here says that it's a foreground. This little movie thing. Next on the toolbar you have your new file. This is how you create a new file within your library. So if I wanted to add a song, I can go in here and edit it. So that's how you create a new song. I'm going to delete that because we don't need it. Next one is your editor. So if you have something selected, you can go to editor, and this is where it pulls up where you can change individual slides. Next one is your video image bin. This is where we access all of our media. I keep everything in separate folders in here. Here's video and images. So in our video image bin we have current sermon slides, our 4x3 images. Not sure why they're all like that. And then we have our NAR slides. And then this are weekly sermon slides. So that's your video image bin. Then you have clocks. Here's your countdowns. So if you go to here, you can see, well, not that one. Your clocks. They are cues. Now what a cue is an element that's put onto a slide to make it do something else. So right here we have a stage display cue. That means it switches the stage display. And we have a timer cue, which changes the clock. And within that you have your different cues. Now I've created another video on how to edit the stage display. So those are what cues are. Now messages, if you want to put a message up on screen, say a child is going crazy in the kids area and somebody comes up here and says we can't get a hold of the parent, that's how you send a message. So say we're in the middle of a song and Fred's child needs Fred. So we see show message and then it pops it up on screen. Now there's other ways that we can go and change the way it appears, but you can set a timer for how long it stays up, or you can do until I remove. You remove it by hiding. That's basically your messages. That's what that's used for. Stage display message. If you have your stage display preview, you can see down here I can type a message to the band. For example, if they're having announcements or something and we don't have a video or something, we can send a message here, hope maybe they'll see it and get the cue that we don't have what they need ready. So that's how you send it. This right here doesn't go to your main output screens. So those two are separate. Pro remote, all that is that turns on and off the ability to use the remote application with a device. Up here we have audio bin. We don't really use that much, so there's nothing in there, but that's where you put audio files to play. You have templates. Here's all of our templates. A lot of them are default. Format, we really don't use that, but you can use it to change stuff within slides. Output, if you don't have anything going on this main screens outside on the main worship center, it's always good to check your output. This is what turns on the video output from ProPresenter. And then you have volume. This is your master volume. So on to your playlist items. So if you just talking about the different items within this playlist file, or yeah, a playlist item file. You have info, where you can see all the information of the song, copyrights, whatever. We really don't use that much. You can add a clock to your specific playlist items. We really don't use that either. We do use this. This is your arrangement editor. Over here in your settings is your selection, where you can select your arrangement editor. So here's the master arrangement, basic concept of the song. Here's our main. We always create an arrangement for main worship. You can add or edit arrangements in here, but that's your arrangement manager. You can also go in here and you can add tracks to your playlist items. So if you had a video or a lyric video but it didn't have the song to it, you could add the audio track here. We don't use that very often. And right here is your slide transitions for your whole slide. Now I'm going to go through your item, your drop down menu for when you right click on a slide. So quick edit allows you to quickly do like a spelling correction if needed. Edit slide is the same thing as the editor over here. Disable slide disables that specific slide, and if you were to use that, it also does the same thing in all of the rest of the song. So right here, the chorus, you can see it disables that slide for all the choruses. Next one, transitions. So this is transitions. This is different than the other transitions. This controls the transitions for specific slides. So say example, I want to be creative and change up the different transitions. So that's how you edit transitions for specific slides. Template. You can change the template of a specific slide. If you have a playlist item selected over here and you change the template here, it changes the whole song. But if you change the template within a slide, it changes just that slide. Hotkey, we really don't use those, but those are basically shortcuts if you want to add in shortcuts. Go to next timer. What that does, that sets a timer on each slide and makes it where each slide comes up at a specific time. Add queue, we do use this a lot. Clear action queue, which means you can add these things to a specific slide. So a lot of times I will go in, and if we go down to announcements, you can see I add clear background queue, which is this one right here, because what that does is that clears the background video and just makes the top layer. So if you don't have that there, and if you have a motion background playing and you change media, you can see that media in the background. You see that there. So that's a add clear background queue. But yeah, clear action queues are just apply to different things. Stage display layout, you add cues here. Your timer, you can change your timer cues. So throughout the worship set, that's where you edit or add your timer cues if they're not there. Over here, if we have media properties, this is where we can access the media properties of the specific media. So this is where we can adjust color and just customize things a little more. So your menu on here has a few extra things than a normal slide. So it's all the same. It's just added a few things. So you have media queue behavior. I already walked through that earlier. Convert media queue to slide element. What that does is that makes the media part of the slide. So we do that for our announcements, because what that does is that makes it part of the slide, so it just sticks to the slide better. It doesn't play it as an actual individual image as much as it does. It pulls the image from the slide itself. So we always convert. They're already converted, but we always convert our media to slide elements. Edit cues. That's where you edit your cues. Remove. You can remove individual ones, and the your media is actually a cue. So if I were to remove that, it will remove the motion background. Group label, group color. It's where you can change individual things. For example, when we do baptism, sometimes I'll add in what service. So I'll add a group for the 9 o'clock service, and so on and so forth. Where you change the group color. And then slide label and color. So slides, so you can change groups, which are, this right here is a group, like this verse. Or you can change the individual slide color. Then these are normal: cut, copy, paste, delete. Those are pretty self-explanatory. That's pretty much it for your terminology for your window. Well, down here we have some additional things. You can add a slide. We don't typically do that on a normal editor. This right here is your transitions for your whole playlist. So this is for your individual slide items. Transitions here for just individual slides, and here's your transitions for your playlist slides. Now this is transitions for your media elements within your playlist. Over here we can change it to our view, and here we can change the size of our slides. So if you can't see, you can make them big. Typically keep it around there. That's pretty much it for your terminology for your typical ProPresenter layout.